I'm all set. I don't need to take that interim job thingy.
That's right.
Really? That my wife, I was after that with you. Yeah.
I just had this one on the list, and I was curious, you still thinking about selling that? Well, when we're in Idaho right now, and when we get back to Florida, we're planning on relisting the property with the payback, with the same agent at this stage, anyway. At this point, yeah, okay, yeah. I think you mentioned that it was free and clear, and you might consider doing owner financing, something like that. Sure, yeah, we'd entertain that. Yeah, I'm doing this with a couple other properties in the area. For something like this, what typically works out really well is, what we do on the lower end home is we find a rent to own buyer.
Okay, stop.
Okay.
You know you did wrong there, Jeff, right?
Just started explaining too much.
Well, you just started telling them how you exit before. When he said that, when they say they're interested, now you did more questions about what he'd be interested in, what kind of terms. So, all right, cool. So I want to see it when you come back. But hypothetically, if we did owner financing, how long were you thinking you could go out? You want to start getting that in order. Okay. Ask more questions. He didn't ask about how you exit, so I don't bring it up.
Yeah, good call.
Okay, go ahead, Jeremiah.
Look for owner financing buyers as well. But typically what we see on a higher end home like this is we have a lot of European buyers that, when they come into the States and they try and get a mortgage, they need 30% down. And it's, pretty difficult to do, although they make good money and they've got good cash flow and, they got money in the bank. 30% down is pretty tough. So, what I'm doing with a couple other high-end sellers is, just working out what your price would be, what the terms would be that you'd want. And then we take it to the owner financing market.
Okay, stop there, Jeremiah. So, Jeff, your stat is great to use as ammo later, along with what Annette said with what we all know, which is, 20% of your buyers can qualify. Here's an example of one category that can't, right? So then you're using that as ammo later, only if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's go a little more.
If we find a buyer, they pay us out of their down payment, so it doesn't cost anything to you. Just a little different way of looking at it. Does that make sense to you? I think, that's a lot of generalization of information, but yeah. I'm sophisticated enough to, we have financed a couple of properties. We have a couple of proceeds that we control. And, we'd be open to communicate about it. Yeah. Okay, that'd be good. If we did something like that, do you have any ideas on, what you would need in terms of down payment?
Okay, stop there.
Anything like that?
So now you dug yourself in a hole with doing a down payment already.
Yeah.
Yep. So
yeah, I didn't even realize they said that.
Yeah. No, it's normal, right? It's like when we do calls live with you guys, I say shit, I don't even know where it came from. So you, again, ask questions about what you want. How long would you go for? And if you got your price hypothetically, what's the lowest you could accept monthly to get there? You didn't bring up down, you didn't bring up interest,
Yeah.
Okay. Good little tweaks. Go ahead, John.
That in your head or no? Well, nothing in my head. I mean, I'd have to put my hands on a financial calculator and can try to calculate that all out. I mean, as far as what we need, we have commercial income property right now that supplies our needs. However, on a big home like this, it's a 1,000 square foot home. It's in excellent condition. It's a really beautiful home. Yeah, great location. Yeah, great location. We, when we bought the house, we knew that we were going to have to replace the boat dock. It was old and it's so fitted back when we bought the house. So we, we started working with a fella that, a company that replaces the doc and for communicating with
Okay, that's good, Jeremiah.
that came in. And
I'm just watching the clock. I can see why it went a little longer. Jeff, he's at 10.
Yeah.
That's cool. He also just dropped a thing, though, right before he talked about maintenance, and now I'm forgetting what he said. What the hell did he drop for you? It was a good ammo. You guys pick up on it? Why he doesn't want it? The hell did he say?
He's got the commercial income.
Yeah, sorry. So he's all set. So he doesn't, quote unquote, need the money. You don't even have to ask him.
Yeah.
He basically just told you, I'm all set. So I would use that when you come back in somewhere in the conversations. I know you had told me you're all set. So you fit our avatar perfectly, because what you probably want, it sounds like, if I'm tracking with you, is that you want the most sale price at the end. You get a nice chunk. You don't really care about now. Now you set yourself up for a sweet low monthly payment.
Yeah. Okay.
We're at only 3 minutes. Jeff, there's like 3 nuggets in there.
Yeah. No, that was good. I'm going to call him back today. We kind of left it like he's going to, we were just going to reconnect today and talk it out a little bit more.
Okay, so what I'd love you to do, record it, and then what I'd love you to do is put your hat on, just mentally visualize this, like you're an underwriter, and you're trying to qualify or disqualify him. So you just can ask him questions. Write them down before you call him.
Okay.
You already know you just need the monthly, so you can start with that and say, so if I get you to your price, then we got those 2 things solved. How long could you go?
Yeah, and he tells me later that he would do 5 years.
Okay, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, you got some good deals in the hopper for being away, Jeff.
Yeah. I got another, and this one, like I said, would probably be, just the owner finance assignment type thing.
Yep.
And I got a big amount of those. What's that?
5 million, yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, what Jeff and I talked about yesterday is, it's the opposite of the AO, and then we'll wrap here. It's Jeff outlining the terms with him. There's less pressure on you now, Jeff, that you're reminding me this is that guy. You're not trying to squeeze him. He's trying to get a good deal from the market. So
yeah.
Jeff designs a purchase and sales agreement the way this guy wants, and says to him, disclosure-wise, hey, I'm going to try to get this, but I might come back to you and we'll massage the numbers. Let me take it to market. He finds a strong buyer, takes that purchase and sales, and assigns it to the buyer. It's an opposite assignment of an AO. That makes sense to you guys? And he just takes like the down payment, a piece of the down payment. So if Jeff ties it up for $5 million and he puts it out there for 5.3, Jeff's going to get 3 in theory. He can negotiate. This is all negotiable with the guy. And you just tell him, I don't know yet. I'll come back to him. We'll figure this out. Win-win. And so if someone comes up with the $500,000, they're not coming up with less than that, $500,000 or $600,000. Then yeah, Jeff's essentially getting almost half of that, if not more. Yeah. And that's not a market for that.
In that situation, what are you calling that, where you say it's opposite of an AO? Is this still an owner finance?
Yeah, it's an owner finance
deal, or
it's an owner financing deal, and Jeff's going to assign his purchase and sales agreement to a new buyer who steps into that purchase and sale and takes over with the guy. Not sure where to get started? Go to smartrealestatecoach.com/get going for free books, strategy calls, and a whole bunch more. We're going to help you get going the wicked smart way. We've been after this for over a decade, doing exactly that. I was telling Jeff, Sergio and I did it in Florida. Sergio's coming to QLS, you guys. I told Jeff, he's been with us since like before we had associate. He's coming in. And we did a deal with him where it was only a $600,000 house. He got a $52,000 up front and just get out of there. How it worked was he did the P&S. He intended to stay in. He went to market, and the guy coming forward, especially with a $5 million house, they know the math. So if you try to make a spread on the monthly or do something crazy, they're going to be like, I'm not going to pay that. So Sergio said, well, I told him, just tell the guy, disclose what you had an agreement for and say, what if you took over my purchase and sales? The guy was like, perfect. Gave him 50-something grand as an assignment fee, and that was his down payment. And then the seller was great because he got his exact terms. He didn't need the money up front, like Jeff's guy. This could be good, Jeff. Yeah, Jane, this could be your, I'm all set, I don't need to take that interim job thingy. That's right. Really? That'd be my wife. I was after that with you. Yeah.